Yeah, I was thinking about something, and I think there's a lot of people that don't understand what it's like to be incarcerated. Have your not just your rights taken away, but being in a cell. And it's not, even in a county jail. There's lights on, but people just don't understand how it feels. The psych ward, behavioral center, or whatever. It's a little different, but it's still like that. You feel it once in a while. You don't have any rights to a certain extent. Especially the place I've been to, they treat you like dog shit, dog crap. And Essex County Jail, at least that's what they told me, because they took me from Elizabeth, and they said, you want to go into Essex. They transferred me from the Union County Jail to Essex County Jail. And then I looked it on the map. I looked it up on the map, and it was like, oh wow, that's where it is. It's just very weird. Delaney Hall, that's another place. It's like a correctional. I think it's for minors or something like that. I don't even know. I gotta look it up. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but here it is. Except I didn't see that. It was nighttime. They brought me in a van in shackles. My feet were shackled, and oh, my hands were, I think, were shackled too or something like that. I mean, handcuffed. And the veteran, like the guy on purpose, and he was just trying to ride hard and like hitting bumps. And I was just sitting there like, just like, what the fuck? It was crazy. It was kind of, I mean, I was like, I know he did it on purpose, but I was like, oh wow, you got a heavy foot there, huh? And some other people just were scared of that. Like, oh my god, put on your seatbelt, because I have a seatbelt. I didn't put, what am I gonna put my seatbelt on for? It's a paddy wagon. I was all by myself. There were other people. Like, I'm not gonna fall and like what? As the van rolls over, right? But anyway, people just not having the concept. And I don't know if it was here, because they said Essex, but I think it was. I got paperwork, but you come in there and you don't see anything. You see that the aluminum fence, and it was dark, and you just look around. But as far as food, and I was there for like what, a little bit over a day, something like that, a day. Yeah, it's bologna sandwiches and cheese, and there's like sweet juice. Yeah, there was no water. The only water was like a spigot, a water fountain, and like a containment cell, because I didn't get processed. I wasn't guilty, so it was a containment cell, holding cell in that place. It was just kind of creepy and stuff too. But anyway, so it was just water. It was dirty. It was yellow. I didn't even want to touch it. So the only thing was that juice and stuff, and like someone that has been diagnosed as diabetic, yeah, that's a real problem. Yeah, it's a real problem. And even if it wasn't diabetic, it was just like, oh, it was just so disgusting. And the crazy part was, it was a mental game. It was a psychological game. It was very, very deterring and like demeaning and depressive. One, I was in a containment tank with a bunch, I don't want to say idiots or juveniles, but they were just unbelievably, ridiculously stupid. Certain people just didn't talk anything. I asked one guy, this and happened. He just like kind of, he was an older guy. He just pretend, he just didn't want to talk about it. My circumstances, how I was treated by the police, but and everything else. The rest of the people, it was that, and also it's a time game, because there was no clocks. So it's like 11, 12 o'clock, it's like you don't know what time it is, and you're waiting for like to get a court case or something like that, and you're stressed, and you're somewhat dehydrated, and there's other people there, and it's just like, it's very depressing. You don't know what's gonna happen, even if you like. I know I'm not guilty. I know I didn't want to take anybody's life or put anybody's life in danger. But even if you are or aren't, it's just a big mental game. And these guys, like every 10, 15 minutes, they were trying to ask people for what time it was. Correction officers, they never told you what time it was. I think maybe once someone said, but it's just very like, what do you care about? Don't worry about it. You're gonna go this, that. You're gonna go see a court case. And relax. And I get it's a mental game, but and then they just say you get processed and you become guilty and you spend time in there. It's not fun. It's not just you're just bored. It's very psychological. You can get depressed. I'm not talking about you get a rape or stab. Things that probably happen. I don't know. But you know what? It's even if it doesn't, you have the best cellmate or people in there. I mean, are you gonna be excited? All you see is just white walls, and they weren't grimy, disgusting with paint chips falling over, but People just like I have walls over here. They're not white, but it's a whole different thing. You know, you don't get to go outside. You don't get to live anything. You don't. You have choices. Choices to eat, sleep, or sit there. You know, and like a lot of times, you see other things happen, and it's just degrading. And it's disgusting. You know, it really is. And I'm not the person that might get along with a lot of people because I'm a little bit different. I'm not gonna say creep or disgusting, but it was just this one guy turned me off. Before Essex County Jail, I was in Elizabeth, containment center, Elizabeth Police Department, and this guy talks about. They said he assaulted his landlord, and then he was talking about he was there for 2 gun charges. And coincidentally, that day I had 2 toy guns, and they took those 2 toy guns. So I was creeped out and paranoid, like they were gonna do something. Or maybe he knew. And there was another thing. And then a couple hours later, me and him both. Or actually, the next day I see him in Essex County Jail. Like they took him there too. He was just raggedy. His pants were falling over. He was eating. He just left the food like under. He left the garbage. He didn't eat it. He like a half-eaten sandwich. Just threw it on the floor or under him or something like that. And it's just creepy. Like you don't want to be around someone like that. That alone, for me, it just gets me aggravated. And like I wanted to say something. I felt something. And then like correction officer told him he's retarded. That's why like this and this is happening. But it's like what do you do to someone like that? Am I gonna be his daddy and tell him to clean up after himself? And I'm not worried he's gonna do something to me. It's like he's gonna hit me or something like that. I don't care. If he swings, I swing. I defend myself. But it's just like there was not just him. There's a lot of people like that. They have eating sandwiches and like, oh, that's all we got to eat. I want to get something better. Like I don't want to hear you complaining about freaking having a great meal or food, man. It's like we don't even get water or something like that. And plus, what do you even care about, man? The circumstances at hand. That's all you care about. Imagine being in a cell for like months with someone like that. Oh, jeez, like it's annoying. And that's the first time it occurred to me that majority, if not all, criminals are just very dumb. Or maybe there are dumb people just aren't criminals, but they were very stupid, very very stupid. Or some people weren't just stupid, but they just they just weren't that intelligent. They were just rowdy and raggedy. It was just a disaster. That's the main thing. And people just don't understand. Like people told me that and I'm like that. Oh yeah, I got fucked in prison, and yeah, you love prison. You love to get ass, some retarded shit like that. It's like, listen, man, if you were in prison, you wouldn't talk like that. I don't think you would say something like that. Not just because like I'm gonna find you, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hurt you. Just like people that even were in prison just understand what it is. They don't talk like that. Like why would you even say that? Unless you want to just offend somebody, I get it, but people just have no mental capacity to understand what that is. And the person that says that to me on iVlog TV or in a real or like on the internet, I don't even care for that anymore. It's like they're trying to get me angry on some retarded shit, but it's like someone like that in there, I don't think they will survive, or they will get manhandled, they will get told to shut the fuck up, and they'll be very quiet in a different way, or maybe they just wouldn't say anything and they just be like playing around. But people like that just really got me aggravated. Another time happened in Brooklyn. I had my fuck prison hoodie. Oh, that's a stupid hoodie. Like, so what? You love prison or some shit like that? You don't understand that maybe it's not the best thing. Are you that much fucking demented and idiotic? People like that just hurt me the wrong way. Like I'm not saying I would hurt that person if I was jail cell, but let's say if someone like him was in a jail cell with me, there wasn't cameras. I don't know if I'll put my hands out. I would just mess around. I would just be miserable as hell. And those fucking idiots are even the worst. You have no mental capacity to understand what that is, what that freaking thing is. And you're just trying to be all hardcore and trying to be all tough, trying to say I fucking love that. I mean, you're borderline not just dumb, you're demented dumb. No respect for people like that.